2024 is 3/4 of the way done, so now let's take a look at my personal favorite 10 New Balances that released during Q3 of 2024. Of course, quick disclaimer before we get into my 10 favorites, this list is in no particular order. I'm going to save ranking them for the end of the year when I do my best New Balances of 2024. And of course, this is my personal list. These are my personal favorite New Balances of Q3. It's not the most popular, and don't be offended if your favorite New Balance wasn't on the list. Starting off the list is a shoe I'm sure none of you guys are surprised to see, and that's the Concepts 1906U in the Hours and Days collaboration colorway. I've sung the praises of this shoe a lot. This is exactly what a collab should be. You got special colors, you got different materials than what's usually found on the 1906U model. The materials are elevated, the suedes are nice and soft. I really love how it's also taking inspiration from a previous 999 Seal collaboration from the past. I also love the hidden details of the topographic insole. And another thing I really like is that it lacks Concepts branding, and yet the colorway speaks for itself and it stands out from even the best GRs. And next up are two shoes from a 3-pack of 1000 GRs. First up is the 1000 in the Mallard Green colorway. I did not expect to like this colorway that much, but it really grew on me, and when I finally got them in hand, I really fell in love with it. I also really like the 1000 silhouette. It's actually a surprisingly really comfortable model despite it being a retro runner. I really like the bold Mallard Green and how it contrasts well with the white on the top. And I personally feel like this colorway is a great year-round colorway. It's going to look great during the upcoming fall and winter season, and it'll still look good in spring and summer. And then of course is the Louder colorway from this 1000 pack, and that is the pink, tan, and green colorway. It's very fire, it's very wild and loud. You guys know I love the loud colorways. Unfortunately, it sold out pretty fast. I was pretty surprised to see it sell out that fast, but it's definitely a rock solid GR. It's very loud and it looks excellent on the 1000 model and really shows the potential of what the 1000 can do, especially in terms of GRs. And next up is the 990 V6 in the Reflection and Marblehead colorway. This was by far my favorite of the first 3 shoes from Teddy Santis Season 6. It's a very simple colorway, but it works so well on the 990 V6. An all white and gray accented 990 is a must in terms of GR colorways, and I'm really glad Teddy Santis put this colorway on the 990 V6. It's similar to the Sea Salt pack from Teddy Santis Season 1, but obviously those were on the 990 V2 and V3, and they utilized leather. So I was happy to see a similar colorway on the V6, but in suede instead. It's very simple and clean. I really like the off-white accent in this panel of foam in the midsole. It's a very versatile colorway, and it looks great on the 990 V6. Continuing on with Teddy Santis Season 6, we have the 993 in the Mushroom and Violet colorway. I did not expect to like this colorway that much, but it's a very fire neutral tone, low-key heat type of pair. Obviously, it's mostly brown, and apparently the mesh is dark purple, which is another nice little low-key accent. And then of course the midsole and outsole is all black, so it's a very dark shoe, but then you get that nice pop of violet and yellow-orange in the tongue and the ankle lining of the shoe. I didn't expect it to work well with the brown, but it contrasts really nicely and is definitely a great low-key heat neutral tone pair, especially for the upcoming fall-winter season. Continuing on the trend of made GRs, we have a Made in UK 991 V2 GR in the Brandied Apricot colorway. I say it a million times, I'm gonna say it again. New Balance always kills it with pink, and they absolutely killed it with this 991 V2 GR. I don't really know why it's called apricot. Apricots are usually like in a yellow-orange type colorway, but I guess this is the Brandied Apricot color. But regardless, it's a nice, what I like to call eraser pink colorway. It utilizes hairy suede. You guys know I'm a sucker for hairy suede. Got the same color mesh, and it just looks really nice on the 991 V2 model. New Balance has been killing it with the 991 V2 this year. So many great GRs, some solid collabs as well, and this one is no different. And next up is the 1906A in the Tech Explosion colorway. The shoe speaks for itself. This is basically a 1906R, but deconstructed. Sometimes deconstructed versions of shoes are hit or miss, but New Balance absolutely killed it with the 1906A. I feel like it has just enough deconstructed, kind of like unfinished panels, but it's not too over the top where it looks messy. I feel like it has just enough panels sticking out that it has a unique feel, and it looks really good in this gray, silver, and cream colorway. If it wasn't deconstructed, it would just be a pretty simple and plain neutral tone pair, but the deconstructed accents make it stand out. And next up, we have the Kale collaboration on the 1906R in the floating blue colorway. I think Kale and New Balance absolutely killed it with this 2-pack of 1906R collaborations. The other colorway was the Fire Gold Yellow colorway, which I thought was good, not great, but this floating blue colorway is very fire. I personally think it's more of an icy blue colorway. I really like how that bright blue contrasts with the all black midsole and outsole and the black heel cage. You also got the accented black end logo as well as the laces, and I really like the material switch up. This is a 1906R, not a 1906U. The upper is all like nylon and mesh, which is very fitting for Kale. Kale is like an outdoor recreational sportswear company. This is a very fitting collaboration for them. I also like the switch up in lace design. It has more of a tech and utility feel, and overall a rock solid collaboration between Kale and New Balance. And next up is the 9060 in the Taro and Butterscotch colorway. This is a very fire GR for the 9060. I don't really know, but I think I really like purple shoes. This is another purple New Balance that I really like. I'm really excited for the upcoming Salehe Bembury Purple 991 V2. But in terms of this colorway, you got, of course, Taro purple. You got a darker purple mesh, which is a nice contrast. And then you get the Butterscotch end logo and on the tongue. Purple and yellow surprisingly work really well. And then you got the blue accents in the midsole, which is another nice accent color. The shoe just flows really well. All the colors work well. It looks good on the 9060 and is a rock solid GR. And rounding off the video is a 1906 UGR. That's going to be the linen colorway. This is a very fire neutral tone GR. You got a mostly white and gray upper, and then you have a nice tan panel of synthetic material on the side, and then you get a nice contrasting panel of sage green. All the neutral tones work really well. I really like the pop of the tan and green. It really brings the shoe together, and it just works really well on the 1906U model. It actually kind of reminds me of the Hours and Days collaboration, but it's not too similar, and I feel like it stands out on its own and is definitely one of the best standout GRs for the 1906U model so far. So what were your guys' favorite New Balance releases of Q3 2024? I'd definitely like to know down in the comments.